Okay, you're gonna think I'm weird, but I'm in love with my stepsister. And it's not like in the Sweet Home Alabama sort of way. We're not even related. My mom adopted me way before she met my stepdad. And I tried to forget her, I really did, for years. But there just wasn't anyone as beautiful, as kind, as perfect as Cassie. My name's Nate, by the way. And if Cassie was the prettiest, most popular girl in school, I was the nerdiest. Mathlete, chess club president, band geek, anime dork. I ticked all the check boxes as the perfect target practice for the school jocks. And one of those jocks was Rowan Miller. He was the shining star of our school's basketball team. Some may say he and Cassie were the perfect match. He's just as popular as Cassie was. The girls would pretend to faint whenever he winked at them, and apparently he's good-looking enough that someone from a modeling agency offered him a job at 16. To Rowan, I was enemy number one. Cassie and I were together a lot, and he saw me as an obstacle. Not to mention, he could never get her to hang out with his popular crew. And so, whenever Cassie wasn't looking, Rowan made sure he got his message across. He used his boys to torment me. When I got in the way of Cassie and Rowan sharing a room during summer camp, he sent his boys after me all summer. They put bugs under my bed and roaches in my pillow. And when our dad found out that they were dating because of me, he forbade Cassie to meet with him. They would still secretly meet, of course, but Rowan was pissed off at me that he filled my locker with toy snakes. And when I opened it up, it gave me such a fright that I jumped back and started squealing as I ran away. My childhood friend Rose was the only one who I could turn to. I didn't want to tell Cassie how mean her boyfriend was. I didn't want to hurt her. For a whole year, Rose listened to me vent about Rowan, and she hid me in her house whenever Rowan and his thugs would come chasing after me. One day, while I was rattling off about how Cassie and Rowan were planning on doing something dumb for their anniversary, she suddenly kissed me. I'm sorry. For a second there, I just got tired of listening to you talk about your stepsister. Rose, why'd you kiss me? Because I'm in love with you, dummy. And I don't understand why you keep hoping that Cassie will notice you when I'm right in front of you. She's your stepsister, jeez. I'm sorry, Rose, but I don't like you like that. Rose burst out crying. She didn't talk to me for a few weeks. The next time I saw her, she was talking to Rowan, and then she was kissing Rowan. I tried calling her, but she never picked up the phone. I wanted to know what was going on. Why was she hanging around my nemesis? Why were they kissing? The next morning, every single person at school was looking at me weird. Some of the girls laughed as I passed them, and then I checked the class group chat. There it was, pages and pages of my journal, posted by Rose. I never even noticed that she'd taken photos of my private thoughts. The worst part, Cassie had seen all of it, and it seemed so had the rest of the school. My heart went into overdrive. Suddenly, I could barely breathe, and my mind raced, and I didn't know what to do. I prayed for the ground to swallow me whole. I wanted to go home. I wanted to hide from everyone. But when I turned to run back home, there was Rowan and his boys blocking my way. He had a grin on his face as if Christmas had come early. Well, well, well. A little birdie told me you've got something Sweet Home Alabama going on. It's not what it sounds like. We're not even related. So you admit it. You got the hots for my girl. Just let go of me, Rowan. Yeah, all right. Nobody wants you here anyway. Nobody wants you at home either. I just got off the phone with your stepdad, and he sounded mighty angry. I rushed back home, but I wasn't even allowed inside. My stepdad threw my bags out the window. Mom tried to reason with him, but he told her he'd throw her away too if she ever so much as helped me carry my bags. Luckily, I had a friend whose mom owned a restaurant. They let me work there. They even let me sleep in the storeroom. It wasn't so bad. I had sacks of potatoes as roommates. Some days, I'd get so lonely, I started carving out faces on them and giving them names. But at least I wasn't on the streets, and I was still able to earn some money. And I think my friend's mom had a crush on me. She'd always stay late and help me clean up. One time, she spilled a drink on herself just so I'd help her clean it. I had half a mind to just forget Cassie and shack up with my friend's mom. But just when I'd almost given up, Cassie pulled me right back in. When I saw her one evening, having a date with Rowan at the place I worked at, Rowan couldn't stop taking pictures of me in my uniform. He was really enjoying my downfall. "Hey, waiter, you know you'd look better if you smiled. And you'd look better if you showered. You know you weren't in tips, right? So you better park that attitude outside, loser, or you aren't getting a cent out of me." "Oh, that's all right. I've had other customers who can afford to pay. You doing all right, Cassie?" "It's nice to see you, Nate. Don't worry, I'm asking Dad to take you back every day." "And that stops today. You dare say another word to him, and I'm leaving you." "He's my brother, Rowan." "And I don't care if he's the Pope or Willy Wonka. Are you really gonna take this guy's side over me? I'm a commercial model now. This loser is working for minimum wage and sleeps with potatoes. Is that the life you want, Cass? Anyone can see I'm the better man." The better man wouldn't have Maddie waiting for him in his secret apartment. It was satisfying to bust Rowan for his lies and for his cheating, but I regretted saying it the moment I did, 'cause Cassie broke down in tears. The two had a shouting match in the middle of the restaurant, and Cass broke up with Rowan right there. I couldn't stand seeing her hurt, but at least Rowan was out of her life. She ended up staying late with me. She didn't want to go home. So we slept in the storeroom together, and I introduced her to my potato friends. We were gonna do the world's longest kiss for our anniversary. I know, that was stupid anyway, so just forget about him. It's not stupid, okay? I just wanted to do something huge. Like, I feel like people only see me 'cause I'm pretty. But you know me, right? I have big dreams, too. And I wanted to do something that could put me on the map. If it's really that important to you, why don't you just do it with me, then? Really? You'd do that for me? And don't worry, I'll pay you. How about 50 grand? Everything was already set up anyway. And if Cassie couldn't go through with it, the representatives from the World Record Committee would have flown down for nothing. So the morning after, Cassie and I asked for permission from my friend's mom. It was good business for them too. There'd be reporters and onlookers the whole time. We set up a live stream and a tip box. Since people don't really get money for beating a world record, Cass figured we might as well make the most of it so I can finally afford an apartment. We started kissing at noon. By sunset, the whole street was filled with people. The restaurant was packed to the brim, and our live stream had hundreds of thousands of watchers. My jaw was numb, but seeing the amount of people supporting us encouraged us to keep going. 58 hours, 42 minutes, and 28 seconds later, we finally fell to our knees. We hugged. We had broken the record by over 7 minutes. The whole restaurant erupted in cheers. I wanted to kiss Cassie for our win, but we were both all kissed out. We made it to the front page of every newspaper in the city. We went to interviews and parades. Our mayor even invited us to City Hall and gave us the keys to the city. My life changed drastically, not in the least because Cassie and I started dating. She moved out of the house when Dad found out, but now I could afford to get both of us a penthouse suite. I was doing brand deals left and right. We even starred in a toothpaste commercial together. And then one day I was scouted to be a model, and Cassie became a brand ambassador for a fancy fashion brand. A huge magazine called us in one day to shoot a cover. When we got there, I bumped into Rowan on my way to the studios. "Oh, wow. Don't tell me. You quit being a waiter to work another minimum wage job. Whose assistant are you? Doesn't matter. Go fetch me some sparkling water, loser." The editor-in-chief was standing right next to me. "Are you the model we were supposed to put on the cover this month?" "Rowan Miller, the one and only." "Great. You're you're fired. You're being replaced by Nate and Cassie. Their story's just the it story right now. Oh, and I'm calling your agency to tell them about that mouth of yours. I don't like working with people who look down on minimum wage workers. Rowan began to cry. What? No, please. I'm so sorry. Nate, buddy, you gotta help me here. If my agency fires me, I'm gonna lose everything. I'm just starting out. See, this is my biggest booking in a year. I can't fail at modeling. My dad will send me to my uncle's butcher shop, and I'm scared of meat. Now who's the loser, Rowan? You know what? You should have thought of all that before belittling anyone. You know what they say, careful not to step on other people on your way up, 'cause you might run into them on your way down. And well, here you are, Rowan, on your way down to your uncle's butchery. The editor gave him nothing but a gift bag filled with crackers and fruits for his trouble. And as he was being shown out of the studios by security, Cassie and I posed in a loving, passionate kiss for the magazine's cover. The lights flashed and the photographer snapped the perfect shot. And that was the beginning of our happily ever after.